Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. How's everybody doing today?
Not to be too much of a downer, but I lost my job on Monday.
Oh,
that sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, I screwed up on Friday, and the axe fell on Monday.
Was it a major screw up, or were they just looking for an excuse to reduce staffing?
No, it was it was major. Yeah, I was kind of down in the dumps the past couple of days. The stream is what got me out of bed today.
Okay, well.
Well, at least we got you out of bed.
Yeah. Well, I know what you mean. I have periods when who will feed the cats is the only reason I get out of bed.
Yeah. And I might dip after like half an hour or an hour.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care of some stuff.
Well, appreciate you coming in. Yeah, Jenny, I sent you a link on Twitter.
Well, I've been trying to make adjustments to my routines. So instead of starting my day with social media and news, I'm going to be starting my day with watching a video on science and indoor philosophy.
Yeah. I mostly just watch stuff on YouTube these days. Oh, okay, Jenny, I just went and sent you the edited number. There she is.
See how that works? I get a number, boom, I'm here.
Well, I thought you were able to do it from the link because for several weeks now we
had that for I don't know what, a year now.
No, for the last several weeks we hadn't had to send you the edited thing. But anyway, you're here.
Well, I was trying to find a Idic pin or necklace or something. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one that doesn't look cheap on Amazon, but I did find this. That seems rather appropriate.
Cool.
Nice.
What is it?
It's an Idic pin with the pride flag colors.
Yeah, what's an Idic?
It's a symbol for Vulcan philosophy.
Oh, well.
So do those letters IDIC represent something?
Yes. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations.
It's a good thing the Vulcans speak English. I'm playing with that a lot in my novel.
It's the core of Vulcan philosophy, and interestingly enough, it's also the core of Star Trek supremacy as well.
Well, yeah, didn't they basically get the prime directive from the Vulcans?
Sort of.
Well, my birthday was a month ago, so forget it. Journey, I'm very sorry to hear about your situation.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
Well, I thought the whole thing was that the Vulcans didn't contact. I thought was that the Vulcans didn't contact the humans until they got to the transwarp technology.
Warp, not transwarp.
Warp signature. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
the warp
in
technology.
that was in First Contact. They had,
Yeah. So I thought that the Vulcans were, basically already established and probably had the Prime Directive already. Because
Well, they're really very
they weren't willing
pompous
to.
creatures.
I'm sorry, Jenny. Go ahead.
They're Vulcans are really very pompous creatures. Don't you think?
Yeah. I would have liked to see, more dialogue. There was an episode with Data talking to Spock and Data remarking that you're trying to suppress what I am trying to achieve. And I would have loved to see that being a much longer conversation.
yeah, it would have been a good. I almost would have been a good premise as a B plot in a show.
Yeah, I really thought it should have been.
Yeah,
So
I've
Mommy
seen
wants to
other.
come in.
Yeah, I've seen other sci-fi shows where one line gets thrown out there that, like, well, hey, that warrants a whole lot more development than just a one-liner.
Yeah, I've actually tried to build a sort of a philosophical Bible all off of quotes from TV shows and movies.
Yeah. And even before anime got popular, there was a lot of good wisdom in cartoons.
Well, and remember, in the names of Rob Petrie. No. In the words.
What?
The name. I'm just commenting
Right.
on. That's
Yeah,
Why
it's like-
Rob Petrie?
Yeah, it's like what I've said number of times, and as it says in the book of Wild Stallion, and follow the two commandments: be excellent to each other and party on.
Yep.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if any of y'all ever saw the Battlestar Galactica spinoff Caprica.
Yes,
No.
that needed more seasons.
Yeah. Although I thought where they did finish it kind of made sense as a closing note for the show, but there's a line where one of the characters says, makes a point about a monotheistic religion is more inherently controlling than a polytheistic religion, because polytheism allows for plurality of thinking, which
Well,
I thought was really interesting. And why do they only have one line? I mean, come on, dig into that some more.
Especially interesting considering the Mormon influence in that show.
Yeah.
Well, from time to
Scott
time.
McFarlane worked for it, or what?
What, Jenny?
Scott McFarlane worked on that show.
Glenn Larson, the creator of the original show, was a former Mormon.
Oh, I was just thinking about Scott McFarlane and not Scott McFarlane. Who am I thinking of? Oh, forget it. Never mind.
Seth MacFarlane?
Never mind.
But,
I'm old and feeble today.
From time to time, I've posted stuff, and I've posted it as being from the lesser-known Gospel of Keith. Keith was just the main character in my first novel. So I'm effectively quoting myself, but it sounds more authoritative that way. Or depending on if I wind up getting diagnosed with DID, maybe it's not me. Jury's still out on that one, but evidence is accumulating. it would explain things like the missing 10 years of my life and, why I have just time gaps that I can't remember what I did.
Is this rather frequent?
Maybe you're blocking prison.
No, I'm sure that most of it's just blocking my family while I was growing up, because it's like from ages 5 to 14.
Well,
And I
often,
only started remembering things at 14 because that's when I started writing. So a lot of it's hidden in my writing.
often, family and prison are quite synonymous.
Yeah.
At least the
Well,
Vulcan told me that.
well, after spending a lot of time with Apostle Linda James and going over the bite model, my family ticks off an awful lot of boxes on the bite model for being a cult.
That's always good news.
Yeah.
Dad kept wanting me to drink this Minute Maid, and I.
You see, Kool-Aid wants to sue for slander. It wasn't in them. It was Flavor Aid.
You know what was different about cults in the 60s? Tang.
I thought the only cults in the 60s that drank Tang were the space worshippers. And, Tang never went on any of the Apollo missions, despite what people think. The people, the company that made Tang never once talked to NASA about anything. The only reason the association is between Tang and NASA is because at one point, Tang gave away a little plastic model of the lunar rover that was, just shrink wrapped to the top of their containers.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Look it up.
No.
I thought so too.
I was there when in Alive and Living when Tang was introduced, and from day one it was the drink, the thing that the astronauts drink from day one.
Yeah, well, they tried to sell it as that, but yeah, it never really had. It never went on any of the Apollo missions or anything.
But it was known absolutely idiomatically throughout the culture for forever as Tang is the drink of astronauts. And that's how people referred to it. That's how people thought of it. That's how people made jokes about it. It was absolutely hooked from day one.
Okay,
The lunar rover wasn't until the last flights in the 70s.
Yeah, but that's everybody thinks that it was, with the astronauts when they went up, and it's like, nope.
Tang was first sent into space with astronaut John Glenn in 1962.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. You're finding a different source than I saw.
I was a Tang junkie when I was a kid, so.
Well, I remember having the little toy.
And you wouldn't believe where Ovaltine has been. No.
You don't want to know either.
I was about to ask you what your favorite method of taking in Tang was, but no, I'll stop.
Let's just say I prefer chocolate to tuna.
Hey, if the teen was under 18, you shouldn't have been playing with him regardless of the shape.
We have in the side chat here that Jenny person who keeps showing around. Sima me, it's purple. Something rhymes with something. I don't know. Sandy Glass Art. And what we have? Jinx.
Yeah. Sumami, I thought you were going to come in and join us. I sent you a link on Discord. Do you need to send it to you someplace else?
I'll kiss your toes. So how come it's World Internet Day? I looked at, or I was aware of a few of the things that it's International whatever day. And today is International Cat Day. How could this show of all shows not be International Cat Day?
Because Cat Day didn't come up on the site that I found this one on.
Every news program since this morning has been talking about National Cat Day.
Excuse me. Yep. Well, and yeah, when I try to go on Google, as soon as I get national in, it comes up with Cat Day. I don't know how the site I usually use missed Cat Day.
Obviously, they're dog people. Not that that's a bad thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, I like dogs too. I just don't have one because I think it's unfair if I don't have a yard for them to run in. But yeah, I would not get through without my kitties.
Oh, this is interesting on Tang. It wasn't developed originally with for NASA and all that. It was developed in 1957 and it was sent into space later. Not that much later. I mean, so there is a fairly close relationship there.
I personally have no recollection of Tang prior to John Glenn. That doesn't mean it wasn't there. It just means I have no prior knowledge.
That makes sense. It was probably rather obscure up until NASA took over and started using it. It wasn't it wasn't very long. I mean, it was first introduced in 1957. So
yeah,
in the early 60s, everything was named after our space was such a thing. It exploded on the scene so big that everything started to be named either Telstar or satellite or anything to do with space. They grabbed onto it. You know, typical Madison Avenue glommers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of the details just because, I wasn't born until 64, so I was just a child then, but I remember watching the stuff on TV every time there was a space launch.
Sandy, when you use the ampersand, your comment to somebody, if you ampersand their name, will highlight to them so that they can spot it quickly. Somebody send Sandy a thing so they can see what that looks like. Please.
Yep. I just got. Oh, Major already did. So hey, Tsunami, how's it going for you?
Hello.
Mommy.
I'm being weird over here as always.
Well, we like weird in here. I can't deal with anybody who identifies as normal.
My unfinished song, you're literally like a disembodied floating head over there.
yes, he's very unfinished today.
Well, actually, in a way, yes.
You're muted.
Tsunami, that's a lovely avatar.
Yes, I'm a bride that's in mourning because my ghost husband, he's dead.
Unfinished, you're muted.
Well, you look like a dream.
Let me get a better look.
Thank you.
Yep.
So hi, Tsunami. It's I've interacted with you in chat before, but it's good to talk to you.
Hello.
Jello.
I think I'm gonna make my own Ouija board for Halloween, you guys.
Mm.
Make my own Ouija board out of I don't know what. I'll figure it out.
Well,
Paper.
two people I'd recommend you trying to contact next be Houdini and James Randi.
No.
Mary Worth. Everybody
James
contacts
Randi
Mary
would just
Worth.
show up to debunk your Ouija board.
Yeah. No, they seem like good choices to try and summon.
I'm not interested
Yeah.
in either of them.
Well,
I'm only interested in ghosts I want to fuck.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, holy fuck.
Sorry.
Would you call my mommy, please? Just tell her I said hi.
Oh. I'm still waiting. Sloth Girl said she would leave me a sign. So I'm just waiting for more random pieces of yarn to show up all around my carpet. Although they may have been, and Sammyson may have eaten them all before I saw them.
Maybe you should be checking the cat's poop for pieces of yarn that were eaten.
Yeah. He has a terrible habit about that, but if he finds something colorful on the carpet, he eats it and he throws it up later.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yep. You know, and it sounds real painful when he's bringing it back up, so you think he would have learned to stop doing it.
Yeah, my cats like to chew on the aloe plants on my patio and then go back inside and gag.
Oh, yeah. Aloe is actually very dangerous to cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Well, that's also why I don't have house plants, because anytime I bring a plant in, Sammy thinks it's a salad.
Speak of the devil, Mr. Noodle, get your ass away from that plant.
You could grow. Why don't you grow catnip for them?
Yeah, I used to have cat grass growing for them, and I let it go, and I need to restart it. I need to start a big tray. I was thinking of, like using a clean litter box and just filling it with ryegrass and sprinkle some catnip into it.
I like to sometimes get the cat grass from my parrot.
Mm-hmm.
Your parrot's not afraid of the cat grass?
No, he likes playing with it. Eat it, chew it up.
What kind of parrot?
Sun conure.
Oh.
I also used to have a cockatiel as well, but she died.
I had a cockatiel as a child, and my mom made the mistake of leaving me at home by myself when I was too little to be left at home by myself. And I got the bird out and put the bird on the ground, and the bird ran. So I was like 2 years old.
Oh,
and I
no.
put my foot down to catch the bird, and it caught its tail feathers, and it just kept running. And then I thought, I have to fix the bird. I have to help the bird. So I taped its tail feathers to its body with masking tape and put it back in the cage.
Geez.
And then my mom came home and was like, "What the fuck?"
But yeah,
I broke.
You're right. At that age, you shouldn't have been left alone. Not without at least a teenage babysitter.
I had a similar mishap with a pet. I had an iguana, a fairly small iguana, no more than about 2 feet. And I used to take it out of the cage and I'd take it to the bathtub and let it swim, because iguanas are good at swimming and stuff, good exercise. And then I would walk around with it and it would kind of like just hang out on my shoulder. And one day it was just kind of hanging out on my shoulder and I was walking down the hall to the living room. And for some reason, the thing got spooked and it jumped down and it landed right under my foot as I was walking.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oops. It was pretty traumatizing. I
yeah.
was, I don't know how, I was maybe 11.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like, what perfect timing for suicide. It was quite the bummer.
Yeah, Molly's son has a good-sized bearded dragon, and he likes to take him for walks. So I was always worried about something spooking him and him getting away. So I bought him a harness and leash for the iguana when he wants to take him outside.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, all cats should be unleashed too.
Yes. Yeah, I won't have outside cats anymore without a leash.
Unfortunately, we've got coyotes around here again.
You know what I want is I want one
boy.
of those. I want one of those pet strollers so I can put Binky in it and take him to the beach, show him the water and the birds.
I've thought about getting one of those. I had gotten, one of the backpacks with the clear bubble because I thought, I could take Sammy for walks in that in the park. But it turned out when I got it that it wasn't really made for an adult cat. It was only made for like kittens.
Yeah,
I
And
saw
it was too small for him to lay down in there.
they
I-
do
I-
make big ones. They do make bigger ones now. Like I have one that I use to take them just to the vet, so that they're not in there that long. But
I saw a very cool garment yesterday. It was a hoodie without a zipper, but in the front, instead of the standard pocket, the pocket was like extended all the way up near the neck, and it didn't have pocket holes, but it just had one circular hole towards the top that had a cord, you could tighten around it like the hood, and you put your whole cat in there.
Yep.
You put the cat in the hole, and the cat sticks its head back out of the hole and hangs out and goes wherever you're going with you.
I've seen pictures of those. Yeah.
It looked really cute.
My son can usually go down into my shirt and stick his head out from the collar. Unfortunately,
Go on. I'm sorry.
I had to stop him from doing that since he started turning it into a nest.
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be cool? You line it with a little plastic and stuff. You could take your baby for a walk then too,
Yep.
and not have to worry about a mess. And never mind.
I had a concept for a new superhero, especially for women. That her superpower is that she points at you and yells "Marsupial," and suddenly you've got a big pocket.
Could I just throw some dresses at her and have them fix those?
That's why I was getting the concepts.
if you want them with big pockets, maybe.
Yeah. I have been experiencing the frustration of not having any pockets.
I got 3 different skirts that have pockets, and I would prefer that all of them do. But I understand why some just can't have pockets because of style. Like you're not going to want
style. I want.
Well,
function.
actually, why wouldn't you want pockets on a nice A-line jean skirt?
Hey, in this day and age, there is no excuse for manufacturing any clothing that doesn't have a pocket for your cell phone.
Or even better, pockets on a pencil skirt.
Actually, I had to get a pouch for my cell phone because it was just a little bit too big for my pocket.
Me, I use a fanny pack.
That's why I carry my phone in my bra, because there's lots of extra space.
I had been thinking of getting one of those holders that just straps to your arm for the cell phone.
I'd like the one that I would like to get one that straps to your wrist. They
Well,
do
they
it for
gotta
the upper
shrink it
arm.
down a little bit before you get the Dick Tracy one.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of like Leela from Futurama. I don't know why they haven't developed that.
Yeah.
They should build a face harness. You can just lasso it up
Well-
to your face and take calls automatically and all that cool stuff.
I actually think I've seen something like that.
Oh, lovely. Yay, America.
Well, I think that would work with something like the Google glasses. That then you could like answer calls by your eye movements. Like swipe right or left by your eyes.
See, I've always had this thing, like, okay, I wear glasses and I'm used to having stuff close to your eyes that way. But how the fuck do you read a screen that is a 1/4 inch from your face? Duh? Is it just me, or can everybody else focus that close?
When you guys bring up face harnesses, my brain went somewhere else.
Well, of course it would.
Because I'm a pervert.
No, you just like to have a ball.
Or two.
Teabagger.
I've got 2 that I'm trying to get rid of. See, this is a nice, clean family program.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
think
it's my
anybody's said a
fault.
single curse word yet.
No, I think Jenny's right that this is probably about the longest we've gone without anybody saying a curse.
See, I did reform. I told you I could.
Yeah,
God damn
we've
it.
gone over half an hour without anybody saying fuck.
Oh, you ruined it.
Oh, fuck that.
Fucky, fuck, shit, fuck.
Fuck me, pink.
How can we not say the word if you don't tell us what it is?
So y'all, I think I'm gonna go ahead and don't have much of an update on the
Project?
Let Freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick update on the Let Freedom Ring project. See, I've got a couple possibilities for like trans clergy that I could use. Yeah, I'm gonna try to contact them personally if I can. And also I've been talking to my channel artist on some stuff. And he and I have been having some conversations about he's he has been kind of misinformed by the MAGA crowd, but he's willing to listen to reason. So trying to talk sense into him when I can.
Yeah, well, that's good. At least he's willing to listen to a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
Bring him on over. I'll slap him around a bit.
Now ask first. As long as he consents, that's fine.
Well,
So,
his song may be unfinished, but I have a finished one that I can introduce.
Oh no.
Want to hear it?
Sure.
All right. Well, this one goes out to all you who trans women, especially those of you looking to get top surgery. If you are, I suggest Get your breasts, get your breasts. Having boobies is the best. Pick the top that suits your chest and let the doctor do the rest. Big or small, it's your call. Pick your tits, you'll have a ball. And no one will be looking in your eyes. Don't you know they steal the show? Get your breasts, they're the best. Watch them jiggle, watch them bounce. Those curves will be pronounced. Do be careful turning left or right. A little back pains with those double D's, or perhaps you like a smaller C. Get your breasts, get your breasts, get your breasts.
So you can add that one to the wheel for your show.
That was a bouncy little tune.
Yeah, and that's why sometimes I do think I should have gone bigger because, if you got good cleavage, then nobody's going to look at your face and you won't get clocked.
I'm a B cup, and I've got pretty good cleavage when I want to hike things up.
Well, I'm up to a C cup, but mine just tend to go out to the side, so I don't have cleavage.
Girl, that's why you gotta you hike them hoes together.
That's why you get a push-up, baby.
Yeah, well, I need some kind of bra that pulls them together more.
Yeah, push-up.
Victoria's Secret miraculous bra. Bow.
And then you can
bra,
then you can do it even more and put in a little insert into the push-up as well.
I thought a push-up bra made them taste like orange sherbet.
If you lick them.
Well, I hope that somebody is going to lick them sooner or later. I can't quite reach myself. Another reason I should have gone about 5 sizes larger, then I could lick them.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Yep.
Apparently on TV they have a show. The title must be something like "Proof that there is no God," because they got a gigantic male walrus on there, and I'm thinking, why would God invent something like that?
Yeah, there's a bunch of animals like that if you think about it.
Have you seen the kiwi's reproductive system?
I can't say that I have.
For the female kiwi, it must be incredibly painful because the egg she produces is like equal to 40% of her own body weight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the largest ratio of adult bird to egg of any animal.
Gives a whole new concept behind the word loosey goosey.
Also explains why they can't fly.
My butthole hurts just thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. It actually is the butthole. Well, because birds only have one all-purpose hole.
My cloaca hurts just thinking about it.
Yep.
So basically, kiwis are an asshole.
Well, all birds are then.
Oh, okay. I see. So an ostrich is a big asshole.
Yeah. But at least I'm not an ibis.
How do you know?
Well, one, I don't live in Australia.
Okay. I don't get the reference to ibis. There's a joke there I missed.
Ibis are birds in Australia that they're like seagulls with an even worse attitude. that basically what they're best known for is just going through garbage cans and, drinking dumpster juice.
Oh, so they're like poverty-stricken Republicans. That's not fair. I've gone through garbage cans too, so.
At points in my life, I've had to as well. If you're going to be homeless, that kind of comes with the territory. Just for everybody out there, yeah, don't choose to be homeless. It's just not a great life. And since a lot of Republicans think that is a choice that people make just because they're lazy, it's not a life for the lazy either. You got to work pretty hard just to survive.
I figured out a new career for myself.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I want to become a professional bread twist tie straightener.
Okay.
Straightener, not the twister.
Well, no. We sell them straight, and then you get to do the twisting. It's a kit.
One thing that frustrated me about shopping at Wegmans was there was one bread tie twister that went the opposite direction.
Oh, I hate that. Don't you hate that? Oh, I hate that. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. How dare they make it righty tight, righty loosey, yep. Lefty tighty.
Yeah, because it's like, you would twist it 3 times thinking that it should be off now, and you just, made it tighter.
And it really makes straightening them out much more difficult because you can't, when they're really tight, you can't really tell which direction they're going.
Yep. Well, at least they're better than those plastic clips.
Oh, yeah, I hate those.
Yep. Those things don't really keep your bread fresh, and more often than not, they'll just poke holes in the bag.
I keep a collection of bread ties after your words and reuse them for various things.
When I'm in the produce department, I usually take a couple of extras.
Yep.
Yes, that's always a good thing too. Yes.
Well, that way you get some straight flat ones. But yeah, I tend to keep a couple of extras, and when I finish a bag of bread, I just drop it in the top drawer in my kitchen, so I've always got a supply of them.
I'm straightening twist ties right now as we speak.
Life goals.
Practice makes perfect.
Okay, Jenny, that's a job I'm completely unqualified for because I can't do anything straight.
Well, then you just do it to gay twist ties. So you get to handle gay things all day.
Well, actually, that's why I had to transition. Because I wanted to have sex with men, but I didn't want to be gay. Sorry, just going to add that one to my list of bad reasons for transitioning. Actually, my best one is that after 50 years of being taken as a cis male, I needed a reason to feel oppressed. So kind of quiet here.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm focusing on twist ties. It takes a lot of concentration. I'll put it down.
Mm-hmm. No, just guess that people don't have too much going on right now, huh?
The
Well, we
reason
never
I
talked.
transitioned is because I really love the feel of clip-on earrings.
Oh, I have a lot going on over here. I've got I'm a smut author now.
You are?
Yeah, and and I create images to go along with my stories.
Oh, baby.
That sounds fun.
Can you share anything with us?
Jenny,
With a-
Jenny,
with
that
with
stuff has to wait until after 10 p.m. That's the rules, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
It's in line with spooky season. Maybe. Well, there's like one or two that are.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the rest aren't.
Well, you said you wanted to, do it with some ghosts. So, do you have some stories on that?
Yeah.
What's the eroticism behind having sex with a ghost?
Oh no, it's the no. I'm just fixated on one particular person that happens to not be alive, so he's a ghost. That sounded weird. That sounded way weirder than it is.
Uh-huh.
That was just my whip.
Well, I've been dating a necromancer. He says he wants to raise a family. He even bought me my own shovel.
Let's see. The sexual attraction to ghosts is known as spectrophilia or
I don't want
phasmophilia.
to just fuck a ghost.
What Ophelia?
Spectrophilia or phasmophilia.
Spectrophilia?
Yeah, that it all depends if they're a class 1 or a class 3 spirit.
Wait, what does that mean? Listen. It's not about him being a ghost.
It's just about him being late, as in the late whoever.
No, I'd prefer that the motherfucker was alive. Then I wouldn't even be in here at all. I would just never mind. Let me be quiet.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna. Oh, I already did upload it. On the DM. There's a kind of a MRI X-ray-ish kind of looking picture I uploaded. Would you care to share that with the group?
Let's see here. Resurrection rituals. And yours. Here. Winter orange doesn't rhyme with that either.
Yeah, yeah. I had wondered what would have happened if I started using this name while I still lived in Syracuse. Okay, Jenny, I'm not seeing the one that you were saying you had.
Okay, I'll re-upload it. I'll be right back.
uploaded.
I'll be back.
Okay. Bag.
Listen, I'm not phantasmosexual, okay? I don't want that label attached to me.
Yeah, I should have said that. That is one of my hard lines. Is that they still have to be alive? Well, actually, that's already kind of pulled in there with the whole thing about informed consent.
Oh, no, you're gonna make me feel bad.
Well, it's just that if somebody's dead, they can't really consent to it. So
Okay, I got that picture up there. You can grab it and share it with everybody. And to brief everyone before it actually comes up. You may recall in the past that we've had discussions on here of things we see in an ER, and I've shared some experiences I've had the few times I've worked in an ER, and this is one of those kind of pictures, but there's no naughty bits, so don't worry. Well, you definitely got to make it bigger.
Oh, that looks naughty.
I'm gonna have to save it to the thing to make it bigger. This is
Okay.
Let me see if I can do it if this works.
I'm sorry. I
That's
should
not
have
gonna work.
edited that.
It's not gonna work. Because for some damned reason, when damn it, computer wants to be pain in the ass right now. Is when I try and for some reason when I'm trying to see these images on X through the DM system, it's doing this to me. Which I don't know what the hell it's doing that for, but
Okay, I'll give you a better copy. That'll help matters quite a bit. Okay, there you go.
okay. Oh, purple's got it up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The nurse who made comment on this suggested that if you're going to do such a thing with a silicone arm, you really should have a handle attached to it.
Oh, is that what we're looking at?
Yes, this is what you're looking at. Ew. Ew, ew.
Well, I had a friend who apparently his girlfriend did this with his arm.
Okay, well, that was TMI. You look at this and you really do kind of wonder how long humanity has.
I mean, I can't confirm the validity of what he said, but he did say that he was up to his elbow.
Yeah, well, they screw horses, don't they? Sometimes when you're birthing with a horse or a cow, you have to. They make gloves for that purpose. Okay. No way.
Really, you're not supposed to be able to go past your knuckles. Even in the the poop chute, you don't go past the knuckles.
With a handle or not, or
no, like actual digits. Actual digits don't go past the knuckles.
Yeah, I'm thinking don't go past 1 inch in diameter myself.
Well, then there's always the whole inseminating elephants.
We can remove this picture too. Yeah, they're good. Yeah. I've seen that one before. That's one of those lovely shots. This is not why I pay my internet fee.
Oh, and since we're
another lovely picture of Tsunami. God Almighty, she's gorgeous.
and
Yes.
since we were talking about the whole thing with ghosts, Ghost Blu-ray and Ghost Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Another reason why grammar matters.
But my grandma's already dead.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't for
unless you
grandma,
can
my dad
contact
wouldn't be
those-
here. And
Yeah, but
pardon my yawning today here, folks. I got 6 whole hours last night. I don't know what's going on.
that's okay. I'm surprised I'm this awake and that I've actually gotten something accomplished already today.
You're just being an overachiever today, aren't you?
Yeah, I had to get up early this morning for therapy. So I had time then to run 2 loads of laundry before this started.
Jinzu, you're right. It is interior decorating there. We're going to hang some curtain rods.
Well, rod of some kind.
Hang curtain rods inside a banana holder.
Banana hammock. Yeah, Jacob.
Dude didn't read the sign that says no Jake break. God, these people, I swear.
Jake break?
Yeah, semi.
Oh.
You know that noise they make? That's a Jake break that does that. And there's a lot of small towns, nice quiet places like this.
Yeah.
That have signs no Jake brake because it's an annoying, way too loud, unnecessary sound. All you have to do is use your brakes a little sooner.
Yeah. Well, I've seen signs usually going down hills that say no engine braking.
Yeah, Jake brake.
Okay, I just wasn't familiar with that term. The bag.
I always thought it was one of the cooler slang terms out there, the Jake brake. Jake is a good name for doing that kind of stuff with.
I thought it was like no jaking off.
Yes, when you're in public.
Huh?
At least when you're in public.
Yeah, well, it's definitely something you should not do while you're driving because it is distracting.
Well, would you bar Jake braking a Jake brake on a John? No, unless John's not consenting. Yes.
Well, it depends, you know. I mean, if John was messing with your hooker.
And then there's that that automotive parts company called Hooker Headers, which I always thought was limited to the bathroom, or I mean the bedroom.
Did you hear Hooters is saying that they're going back to their roots and they're going back to the original uniforms? But the corporation's official statement is they want to go back to being a family place.
Mom,
when was
in that
Hooters
outfit.
ever a family place?
I've never really thought of Hooters as a family place.
No. Hooters was always just a place where the men go to, you know, party and get drunk.
And harass women.
Yeah. I really...
I mean, let's be realistic. The only reason men are there is so that they can ogle, touch, and harass women.
Yeah, their whole business model is based on encouraging sexual harassment of the wait staff. I don't know. What do you think, Tsunami? Would you ever work at a Hooters?
No, because I'm lazy. And I know girls that have worked at Hooters, and they've said that it's basically just the same thing as working in a strip club, except you don't make shit money, and they bust your ass because you're like still a waitress.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I'll bet you men only tip if you turn on to their nonsense and make them think that they're hot.
Yeah. I'm sure the only way they get decent tips is if they flirt with the guys.
I'm getting creeps just thinking about it.
Well, if you're going into that knowing what you're getting into, I mean.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I've never called for like the closing of Hooters. Is people work there by choice. I just think that it's really awful that we live in a place where men think it's okay to do and be that way and celebrate it. It's not. It's one of the things that's wrong with this country.
Well, I suppose for, women who were more exhibitionists, that if they just, really get a charge out of showing off and seeing how the men react.
Yeah, that may last for the first day of the job.
Not necessarily.
It's all men until it's no men.
Oh, you're there because you think you're going to be able to make more tips than you would waitressing at some shithole place that's going to put you in a freaking 1950s matronly ass outfit.
I expect that's true, that the women probably figure that they'll get bigger tips for showing more.
Tit tips. Nip tips? Nip tips. Yeah.
I don't have any statistics to compare that to, so I can't say whether that's true or not. And I've never been to a Hooters either, so.
I've never been to one either, but I mean, like I say, maybe for women who like to show off, but we're still have an inhibition against being fully naked, so they couldn't work at a strip club.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, I admit, if I was hot and young, I would be probably drawn to at least try that for a while, just to have the experience under my belt.
Hey, if I thought anybody wanted to see this, I'd make pornos. I wouldn't mind, especially if I get, to work with some good-looking guys.
And then
they can be psychos.
And then it all begs the question: if the tampon hadn't been invented, would have hot pants?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I heard what you're saying, Sumami. That I've heard a lot about the bad side of the porn industry, and about people often being coerced into doing things they don't want to do, or coerced with working with people that they don't want to work with.
And there was a male version of Hooters called Tallywhackers.
That's right, there was that.
Really? Where was that?
I think they had 5 locations open. I think most of them were in Texas, if I recall.
Well, now
Dallas, Texas. Yeah.
And it's not Texas; it's Texas.
Yep. Oh yeah. If anybody happens to be in California, remember to go and vote next week, and vote yes on Proposition 50.
Whether you agree with it or not, because know in your heart when you vote in the affirmative, that you'll be pissing off the MAGAs.
Well, Proposition 50 is designed specifically to piss off the MAGAs. Basically, since Texas gerrymandered to create 5 extra Republican seats, Proposition 50 would redistrict California to create 5 extra Democrat seats.
Yeah, I think the Republicans are making a very foolish move. What makes them think that people are going to vote Republican whether they have 5 extra seats or not?
Well,
yeah, that's actually a big issue. Even with the extra, even with the redistricting, their polling numbers and how unpopular they are, that might not even make a difference.
Yep.
well, actually, it could very much backfire on them because to create the 5 extra seats, they have, cut the margins for other districts razor thin. So
Mhm.
there's like 10 more seats that used to be assured of being Republican that now they only have like a 5% lead in. So there's a chance that the Democrats could flip some of those seats.
And there's also the issue of some of these guys who are in one district might find themselves in another district, like where they didn't, they don't have the same leverage. So it
That's
actually
not
could
my
backfire.
daddy.
Yeah, so it could really backfire on them.
I would love to see it turn out that by doing it, that they actually got more Democrats elected.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing. They do that. They end up getting more Democrats elected. California does their thing and gets 5 more Democrats elected.
Yep.
If the Democrats win, I think there's a very strong likelihood that we will see our first president removed from office with his entire administration, which is what the Constitution says you can do.
Yeah, but does that require a simple majority in Congress, or does that require a supermajority?
Impeachment is a simple majority. The actual trial is a supermajority.
Okay. Yeah, well, then they'll definitely impeach him again.
Him his entire. That's an interesting move. I have to look more into that. Do you have any more information on that?
On what?
On removing not just the president, but his entire cabinet. You're saying?
I don't recall the article, but it's absolutely in there. I can look it up on my Constitution application if you want.
Yeah, sure.
All right. This will take me a bit because I'm stupid.
No problem.
I'm sure you'll still do it a lot faster than I could have.
You were supposed to disagree with that, Mage.
Why would I disagree with that? I do think we need to get rid of all these assholes.
No, that's not the part you were supposed to disagree with.
Huh?
Unless you're wanting to get rid of Jenny. In which case you just called her an asshole.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Mm.
Well, at least you're not a cloaca.
Yeah, they take all the shit, piss, and whatnot.
Which just shows that mammals are superior to the reptiles and birds. Although, if we were going to go for a second opening, I still think it would have made more sense if we had separate inputs for the food and breathing.
Yes.
Why couldn't we make the breathing tube only connect to the nose?
Well, I thought maybe not just the nose, but also a secondary hole someplace. Just in case the nose is blocked up, you have that.
Well, I understand that evolution has to work with what's there. So yeah, why not just have the breathing tube just go up to the nose without ever connecting to the throat where you swallow? I mean, I would be screwed because my sinuses are fucked up most of the year, but I suppose that goes into the whole, survival thing that I definitely would not have lived long enough to reproduce, but then again, I chose not to reproduce anyway, so. I made that decision at quite a young age that there was enough wrong with my genetics that it didn't need to be in the next generation. I've always said that considering the things that run in my family, I'm surprised more things don't run from my family.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, it's my own family, and I consider a reasonable social distance to be 300 miles from them. Basically, if they can make the round trip in a single day, I'm living too close. I've got to at least be far enough away that they have to make hotel reservations.
Yeah.
And to date, the only ones that came to visit us here was Sloth Girl's aunt. And she's cool. So none of my family has come up here, even though I actually do have a sister and assorted nieces and nephews that actually live not that far from here in Minnesota. But the best I ever got was my sister met me halfway one time for us to trade some family news. Oh yeah, so Mommy, today was actually also cat day. So how are your cats doing?
No, they're fine.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Article 2, Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Well, a case can definitely be made for treason. And bribery, I think he's already admitted.
Yeah. On multiple
And
cases.
if he hasn't admitted it, you can surely prove it just by showing all the pardons he did. That was definitely just rich guys paying him for the pardons.
I think they should quickly pass a law against to make it an impeachable offense to be guilty of assholery.
Yeah, I also think they do need to revise what the requirements for president are to at least include in there that, no convicted felons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't seem that's, too strict a requirement to include.
I think they should be much more specific than that and say that, nobody guilty of murder, of rape, of child abuse, and, just go right down the line of all these perversions that Trump and family have shown, and make very specifically, in addition to, the generalized term.
Yeah.
It could be a which shall include but not limited to kind of clause.
Well, as far as I know, Trump hasn't murdered anyone, but I'm sure he has violated all of the other 9 commandments.
Well, I think the 45 people down from South America would disagree with that.
Well, he hasn't personally murdered anyone.
He certainly did. He gave the fucking order. Sorry, I shouldn't have raised my voice.
No.
That's actually been something I've been thinking about too. What does it actually he directly count, seeing as he gave the order to do these things?
Yeah, well, then you're in the territory of, like, can they convict the mob boss who gave the order to a hitman?
Yeah.
can.
Well,
Yes.
let's remember there was quite a number of people in Nuremberg who were hung by their neck until dead,
Yeah.
because they were just following orders.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing. Is if you look up, if you hire a hitman, are you also culpable? Well, then the answer is yes. However,
Yes.
or if you look up the same thing, is the president culpable for the orders he gives, and it says no.
Well, not anymore because Congress gave him that thing that anything he does under the office of the president, he can't be, convicted for anything. Or the Supreme Court rather gave him that.
Yeah, but that has to be in the interest of the safety of the United States, which that's not in the interest of our safety at all.
Yeah.
Well, the Supreme Court just made it so that Congress is going to have to pass a specific law or considering they made the decision, probably a constitutional amendment.
Yeah.
It was like
Just as the president's not allowed to commit crimes while in office, which seems stupid to have to say.
Yeah, it should be the other way around, that if the president commits a crime in office, he should be removed from office.
And they're also like finding with these Venezuelan boats that he's been bombing, and most of them don't even have the capability to reach the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I know that there was a big uproar against this one that he did, less than a week ago here.
I think they did 2 more today or yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, and he's just out there, killing people without having any kind of evidence that they've committed any kind of crime.
And even if that is, if they were drug runners, let's say for argument's sake, that's not how you handle it. You send in somebody out there and pull them over.
Yeah, well, if you know where the boat is so that you could actually hit it with a bomb, you can send a Coast Guard cutter to intercept it instead.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of the Coast Guards, when they pull somebody over for suspected drug running, about I think it was like 25% of the time, they're wrong anyway.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's only 25%. I would have thought it's that it's a lot like traffic stops, that they pull a lot of people over and they just find nothing. I would think that's a quite common thing.
I think it has to do with certain routes they take and all that kind of makes it. There's probably things that make it look suspicious that they look for that. So up the percentage.
Yep. And while Trump's busy, bombing fishing boats and whatnot, these days a lot of the drug smugglers have submarines.
Well, I don't think I'd use the term a lot, but yes, there definitely are those.
Okay, yeah.
And
I don't know how many, but yeah.
And they supposedly took one of those out last week.
Oh yeah, it's when some idiot was pulling up like they're not stealing fishing boats. Here's a submarine.
Yeah.
I mean, it could very well be that these people are drug runners, but still,
yeah,
I want to see evidence. I want to see charges, and I want to see a trial.
Yeah,
we don't murder people. That's like that asshole in the Philippines.
Yep.
Which Trump approved of when he first met that guy and went to the Philippines and they, I'm sure, talked about it because he came out saying that, oh yeah, I think that's a good idea of killing suspected drug people on the streets.
Yeah.
What?
Well, that's the problem, that, Trump doesn't feel anybody else should have any rights. That's the whole thing with the deportations too, that he's sending these people out of the country without them ever getting a trial, without them ever having a chance to, produce their papers to a judge.
Mr. President, can you spell barbarism?
Well. See, they're not they're not him, so it doesn't matter.
Well, they're not rich, so it doesn't matter. If they could donate $1 million to his campaign or one of his so-called charities, then they'd be okay.
Yeah. It doesn't benefit him any, so what does it matter to him?
Sammy's son has been sleeping on the footrest of my recliner here, and he was all curled up in a ball, and his head just fell off the edge, and he's still asleep.
And Molly just came in and say hi. Get pets.
Oh, you're Molly.
Yes.
Okay. It's not my Molly coming in asking for pets. Yeah, so far it seems they've all just been fishing boats. There hasn't been any evidence of any of them doing anything criminal.
Maybe he's just trying to drive up the price of tuna and drive down the competition. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
For all those American tuna fishermen.
Well, his big plan now is to import Venezuelan beef to bring down the cost of meat for American consumers.
Argentinian.
Okay. Yeah, it's Argentinian beef. And within days of an announcement that Argentinian beef may be contaminated.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Apparently they're having issues with mad cow disease down there.
We have an issue with mad president disease, so.
Maybe because he's been eating the Argentinian beef.
Oh my God, that's the deal.
Is that where McDonald's is getting their beef from?
I've heard that. I was just practicing my drums. Never mind.
So is this a new Barbie doll being released for the Christmas season?
Yeah, it was just something I came across.
Oh, God. Being the creeps. Talk about giving makeup a bad name.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, you were the one who wanted to start a rumor that he was trans.
There's lots of trans women who don't wear makeup.
I know.
Like me.
Yep, I'm one of them. If I'm just going grocery shopping or that, I don't bother with makeup. Although I think that is the one privilege of doing it so much later in life. I just people don't really, look at a woman in her 50s as much as they do a woman in her 20s. So
I tend to think that that's true. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons that I don't have trouble in the passing department, is because I'm old and crippled, and nobody really wants to look at me, much less judge me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, especially now you've got all these guys in the manosphere that are, saying that if a woman's past 25, don't bother with her.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, no, no, I don't.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be working out too well for them, because fucking I get crazy ass hits on a fucking dating app. They don't give a fuck, man. The
Yeah.
reality is most of them are just shallow motherfuckers anyway. They don't actually care about any of these stupid little stats that they're supposed to be paying attention to anyway.
Yeah, and besides, they're just crash and grinder. That's all. Which is still the funniest piece of hypocrisy I've I've heard in this political climate.
Yeah, well, just that it's happened so often, that it's become so predictable that anytime the Republicans are having a major rally or a conference somewhere.
Yep, the increased sales of sex wax and never mind.
Well, I have also been suspecting that their big push to ban pornography is really just being from having lobbyists from the companies that sell VPNs.
No, it's part of their overall game plan. If you
I
want to
know.
actually talk about it.
I know it's part of their whole, Christian values thing.
Well, it's much worse than that, actually. It's one of the pieces of their puzzle that if they have that, and then they also effectively declare trans people officially, not just their intent or some off the desk, some guy's desk policy, but actually pass the definition of trans people, LGBTQ people as domestic terrorists. We're all history.
Yeah, well,
okay, because they can take this definition of pornography and extend it to everything, including as I have read in some of their statements, the arrest and imprisonment of allies.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing they're currently trying to push in Michigan.
So with any luck, Sumami and I could share a cell.
Jailhouse lesbians, I'm sure that would go over well. But the thing that they're pushing in Michigan, currently the wording is such that just being a trans woman out in public would fall under their pornography ban.
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, I could be arrested just for wearing a dress in public.
No. All you have to do is be known and in public.
Yeah. So that's why, now I got an excuse not to visit my family. Because it's anyone in that town who doesn't like me.
Well, that law hasn't become law. Gretchen Whitmer's a little too smart for that.
Yeah.
And did you all hear about the good news out of the lovely state of Minnesota, which I seem to have a connection to? Tim Walz has authorized the state to put in a shitload of money into covering for the lack of SNAP benefits this next month.
Yeah, well, the state can't quite cover SNAP benefits for everyone, but Tim Walz has issued $400 million to be distributed to food banks.
Yeah, this is getting close to be the longest shutdown in history. The previous longest was also under Trump in his first term.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the Republicans are not doing well with this either because they were sure they could blame it all on the Democrats, and most people aren't buying that.
Damn it.
And, now the Republicans think that, they can push it as the Democrats are starving people by not issuing the SNAP benefits. And there's something like almost half the states are now suing the federal government because there were emergency funds set aside that should be covering the SNAP program.
Yep.
Because they did cover it during Trump's first administration. But now they're saying that those funds can't be used for that because those funds are earmarked, only for use in like natural disasters.
Yeah, except that's not what the law says.
Well, like I say, the exact same funds covered the SNAP benefits during the government shutdown during Trump's first administration.
Yes, there are congressional funds that they can use for this, and they're not.
Yeah. So they have a precedent for that even under Trump, this was done before. But of course, it's a matter of how fast will the courts move. They filed for emergency injunctions, but it's a matter of when a court can take it up and make a ruling on it.
One more. I just need one more. Come on, where are you? Oh, goody, I got one.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's actually like the Department of Agriculture that they're suing. I think that's the agency that does the budgeting for SNAP.
USDA.
Okay, USDA. So Jenny, what was one more? Your twist ties?
Oh, I can't share yet, but I will be pretty soon.
Oh, okay. Trump has probably also set a record for the federal government being sued the most times under any one administration.
How could that be? That's just Trump derangement syndrome.
Well, I will agree that Trump is deranged.
Did y'all see that video of him in Japan?
Yeah.
The dude's brain is so ripe, it should have fallen off the tree by now.
Yeah, the president of Japan actually literally had to take him by the arm to turn him the right direction. And this is the person who is making all the big decisions for the largest economic power in the world. You almost think, isn't it time for the UN to step in? But I know that's not quite what they do.
UN is powerless to do anything about anything.
Well, especially powerless to do anything against a member nation. That's why they haven't done anything against the war in Ukraine, is because Russia gets a vote and Russia votes against it.
Oh man, really?
We actually didn't talk about our title subject at all yet, have we?
I was wondering about that.
What is it again?
Well, it's supposed to be National Internet Day, and, I was thinking that some of the people in here have probably used the internet at some point.
That interwebs things.
Yep. Anyone here use internet?
Know about that.
Blogosphere?
So what? Did nobody get the vaccine, so no one's got the 5G?
No, I just got Wi-Pfizer.
Yeah, can you imagine how difficult it would be just to walk under 5G? No? Yeah, none of my jokes are going anywhere today. Oops, fuck. We got a lot of crickets today. We've had a lot of dead space today.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
No, it's kind of all of us that, just seems nobody has a whole lot to say today. I know, I'm pretty tired myself. I only got like 3.5 hours sleep before I had to get up.
Okay,
Well, so-
you can upload the picture.
I'm mostly hungry.
Now they're
I did this just for you guys, just to prove that I am indeed as a lunatic. Insane, horrific, fucking nuts as I say that I am.
Well, as long as you don't say you're normal, you're okay here.
So this is what you've been doing with all your time, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Twist ties made into the Olympics logo. It's not everybody can do that. Or should probably.
Okay, you know what's going to happen now. YouTube is going to take this whole stream down because we're going to get sued for copyright infringement by the Olympics.
Oh, well, that may well be. Although we don't have the proper colors, so maybe we can slip out from under that one. Now, I want you also to realize that each one of these night ties twist ties has probably been reapplied to another purpose 4 or 5 times before they made it to the flatten them out and reuse them. The status of this.
Mm-hmm.
So they were quite difficult to straighten out. I also use them as cable ties and things like that, to keep cords from hanging around all around you.
I have to give you credit. I know how hard it can be to straighten them out after they've been twisted up a couple of times.
Now I have to invent a way to recoat them. I think that's what I need to do is to give them a fresh coating so that they're nice and smooth as well as straight.
Just get a can of that plastic dip.
Oh, I've used that. No, that's way too thick. That would be way too thick. I'm thinking more like several layers of either saran wrap or old grocery bags, those plastic bags that you iron on top of something and make them stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be good. And then, of course, you'd have to razor cut them to make them nice and sharp, very parallel.
Well, you would have to actually, sandwich the twist tie between 2 layers of paper.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So you do the 2 layers of paper, and something like hot glue that you could melt with an iron to melt them together.
No, I see. I'd like to use one of those grocery store bags because you can literally, you'd lay down a piece of construction paper. Remember construction paper when you were first grader and stuff? Yeah, some of that, and the wire tie, the wire itself, of course, and then on top of that, you lay down one of those bags, all straightened out and stuff, and you iron directly on that. Well, you put a towel and then iron through the towel. And it will melt and fuse to the paper.
Mm-hmm.
People actually make things out of that. In fact, there's a whole fad of people making long chains of these polluting bags, and then using them to weave into things like placemats and tote bags and different things.
I've seen somebody make a cutting board out of bottle cap apps.
Sure, that could work.
The plastic bottle caps.
Yeah, I've seen people do a bunch of stuff with the plastic bottle caps.
I saw a really neat thing, and it's something that I've wanted to do, that I actually began to do calculations on for my home, is to do the entire kitchen floor in pennies.
Yeah, I
Okay,
saw a bathroom floor that was done that way.
except the one I saw, the guy took the time to have about half the pennies are just, old, worn, brownish, copperish pennies, and the other ones are nice, bright, shiny, clean surface copper, and then to use them alternating to create specific patterns when you glue them down, and then from there, overcoat them.
Of course, with the price of copper these days, you don't want to use any of the older ones for that.
No, it's about a wash. Current price copper. A pound is 454 grams. Each penny is about 3 grams. So you can do the numbers based on that.
So you need about 150 pennies then for a pound.
Wait a minute. Who's Sumami with in that picture? It looks like the guy from All Creatures Great and Small.
From who? What? Oh. My ghost husband.
The ghost that you're with, yes. James Harriet from the character in All Creatures Great and Small.
Yep.
No, that's my mountaineer husband.
That's not a mountain man. To start with, he's clean shaven.
First off, perp. Don't insult him. I'm very sensitive.
I'm not insulting him. I'm just saying he does not look remotely like a mountain man.
I want to see his boots.
He is clean shaven. He looks far too civilized.
We can't let you fraternize with just anybody.
His boots are on display in a museum because he died on Mount Everest in 1924. Yes, he's most certainly like the mountain man.
Doesn't seem very lively.
I hate you, Mage. That's not very nice.
You bad guy, that's your dick.
Oh yeah. There's a little scuttlebutt going on right now in the honest media, which has nothing to do with the networks, where they're beginning to put together pieces that are from Judge, out of a variety of lawsuits that have been brought against the Trump administration recently, and their rebuttal to these things, and they're trying to prove their case. The Trumps trying to prove their case, that are just made up of lies and bullshit and false testimony and all kinds of stuff. That these guys they're really starting to, hey, look at these motherfuckers. They are lying in legal documents and stuff now. God, every one of these fuckers is going to end up in prison if we survive this. I will throw a party myself if Pam Bondi goes to prison.
Yeah, well, I think pretty much anyone that Trump has appointed to be head of any department has probably done something illegal under him.
And did you see that crap from that Secretary of the Treasurer Bassett? You know, they're talking about the agriculture prices and stuff like that. He says, "Oh well, I'm a soy farmer.
Yeah,
I feel that pain too, dude. You own acreage that you rent to soy farmers.
Yeah.
You live in a $600 mansion. You know, God damn these motherfuckers. Oh, I feel that pain too. You smug little
No, you don't.
bastard.
Yeah, it's at most made a small dent in your investment holdings.
And these are the people that are judging trans folks. Huh. I've only embezzled once. Come on, you guys.
All right, I'll talk her. Mm. Yep. This ant ain't no farmer. Well, and that's the other thing that, the Republicans keep saying that the economy's doing well, and they're basing that on that the stock market is doing well, which is the only economy they care about. But the only reason the stock market is doing well is because so many smaller companies are going bankrupt that the bigger companies are buying them up, and that's improving, their net worth.
Something like 80% of the market in stocks is right now on AI. So there's an AI bubble, and once you take that away, where it drops like a rock.
Additionally, one of the big reasons traditionally that the stock market has gone up is because of layoffs and the benefit to stockholders from the reduced labor costs. And
Yep.
there are hundreds of thousands of layoffs that are in the immediate offing.
Yep.
I mean, just yesterday, Amazon announced some 30, 50, 100,000, something like this.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just corporate offices. Oh, well, that means that the guys in the warehouse are going to still work like dogs for no pay.
Yeah. Well, it also tends to be short-term gains because, in a few months they'll be surprised that after firing all the people who knew what they were doing, it's hard to get anything done.
They've had to rehire lots of people that they fired because they were absolutely essential to the functioning of the agencies that they were fired from.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the government agencies have had to do that because, Doge was just firing massive numbers of people.
Yeah, well, I hope Elon Musk goes up on trial too and gets to be in share a cell with Donnie Boy.
Well, again, they should be able to prove that, Elon Musk did inappropriate things with the Social Security records. And it's like everybody I talk to is saying that they're suddenly getting a lot more spam calls than before. And, I'm pretty sure that that's probably because the Social Security records have gotten sold to companies for marketing purposes.
Well, you hire an adolescent hacker to handle all those files with no repercussion, input, or examination by any outside forces. Yep. This kind of stuff can happen.
Yeah.
Wait, so hiring somebody who goes by the name Big Balls was a bad idea?
Yeah, the 21-year-old delinquent who's been busted numerous times for hacking. Yeah. Okay, now don't do anything wrong. Promise.
Well, hiring somebody named Elon who has, never added any value to anything that he has bought and sold.
And okay, further down the road in white privilege and power, money corrupts. OSU, not OSU, Oklahoma State University. Yeah, OSU, I guess. They got this coach there, hey, or some kind of administrator, coach / whatever. well known in the community where the college is located. Popular, got a winning record, so therefore he's God, because football is the furthest that Oklahomans can think. And this is so hard to talk about. The 16-year-old son was brought up on charges from several counts of rape, several counts of penetration with a device, and just like 8 or 9 major sex charges. Well, he was found guilty and sentenced to 78 years. And before the sentencing could be actually triggered and send this punk away, there was some intervention by some person who used to work for the university and a supporter, fan, whatever, of the football team and all this kind of stuff. And she was able to influence the sentence to get it changed from 78 years to 150 hours of community service.
Yeah.
And the record will be expunged when he hits 18. I mean, they had the kid dead to rights. He was convicted, and they still found a way to give the white boy nothing. And he's a real repulsive looking dude too, one of those. God fucking damn it.
Yeah, if you got connections, there are no consequences.
Well, that's your Republican Party.
Well, on the bright side, when you mention Oklahoma, the guy who was the supervisor of all the schools in the state, who was pushing a curriculum that they had to teach the Bible in every class, he has been removed from office.
No, Al. I mean, he got 150 hours of community service.
Yeah. Yeah, I had heard about that. Once you started getting into it, I realized who you were talking about. And yeah, all he's got is community service to do. Sammyson is telling me it is nap time, and I am tending to agree with him.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that picture.
Well, time to go create my my homemade Ouija board, so I can get a ghost to flake my bean.
Well, I saw one, somebody improvising one, that they drew a Ouija board on a napkin and used a Dorito for the pointer.
Oh, I only have Cheez-Its. I guess maybe I could bite the Cheez-It in half and have a teeny tiny little planchette.
Yeah, as long as you got a triangle, you're good.
Bite my Cheez-It. Not too hard though. Let's not leave marks.
I always wondered if Futurama was, going for a product promotion when Bender kept saying, Cheez-It. Yeah, hear me, son. Well, it seems it's been kind of a slow day. So, why don't we go and wrap it up, and we'll be right around the 2-hour mark here. So, Mommy, do you have anything you want to plug before you go?
No. No.
You don't have anything coming up? Any appearances?
No.
Okay. Jenny, do you have any final words on anything?
Oh, I'm a friend of mine from back home moved up to Rochester, and we're going to get together on Saturday. And she's taking me to lunch, dinner, or whatever we want to call it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're going to big fancy lacrosse, and going to have a real sit down restaurant thing.
Yeah, but you're gonna have one of your friends a lot closer to you.
Yeah, I've missed Gretchen. I haven't seen her for a long time. She's the woman who has literally known me from like the very first week of my transition, and who I ultimately ended up working with to establish the first trans treatment program in Milwaukee. But we're both old and retired now. And her husband, Larry, is going to be there. And he's the guy who taught me how to write my own petitions to the court for my name change and gender marker change.
I should slip my neighbor some paper or with with this channel on it, so they can watch if they can.
Oh, you have a neighbor that you want to watch this?
They're trans, and I'm willing to bet that in Florida they don't have too much of a community for them.
Okay, yeah.
Keep passing them by every so often when I'm walking Molly.
Okay.
Oh, actually, Gretchen expressed a certain amount of interest in being on the show. If we did a trans show of some sort, that she'd be happy to jump in.
Well, yeah, if it's a friend of yours, sure, she could be included.
Yeah, I can vouch for her not being crazy. Well,
and yeah, maybe we should.
Not easily identifiable. Okay, let's just say it that way.
Well, maybe we, should at least do a topic for, like dealing with family over the holidays.
Well, when I see her, I'll talk to her about it and see if she has interest in any particular subtopic or whatever.
Yeah. So, Mage, what have you got going on? What's your show Sunday going to be?
I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for Sunday. Probably something. But that's a Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mage's Media Musings. You can go check that out. Yep. Last week was Night of the Living Dead and The Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Well, Thursday is Halloween, so or Saturday.
Friday.
Rather. Saturday is Halloween. I meant
Friday.
31st. Okay. Yep. So yeah, but by Sunday Halloween's going to be past.
Oh, and everybody, this weekend, critical viewing time. World Series. Blue Jays are going to kick the Dodgers' ass. They tied the series 2-2 last night. Go Blue Jays.
Okay, I don't remember which side it was that Trump was rooting for, so I just want to make sure I'm on the opposite side just to piss him off.
I'm pretty sure he would not be rooting for the Toronto, Canada Blue Jays.
Okay, now, but see, you're assuming that I know enough about baseball to know which city they represent.
Oh, well, Dodgers, Brooklyn, Braves, Boston.
Well, see, it starts to make sense, but then you get to the LA Lakers. Just
Minnesota
because
Lakers.
they used to be a Minnesota team.
The sports ball stuff where you hit the whole one into the net and score a touchdown?
Well, this is the one that, there's one guy trying to throw the ball at you, so you have to use a stick to beat it away.
Oh.
No, this is 22 men on the field going at each other to help make each other mentally deficient in their old age.
Cricket.
Have you seen the new helmet covers that some players are wearing now? You know, they've
No.
made a lot of changes in helmet structure and stuff over the last several years.
I hope they've
No.
improved.
Learn
I
more
wasn't
about
aware they had.
CTE.
I wasn't aware the helmets had changed in the last 20 years.
Oh God, radically. And what they've done is on a lot of the helmets they have these relief cuts, okay, through the surface. You know, and they'll have a little circle at the end for stress relief and stuff. But it ends up being like a spring-loaded flap. Part of the helmet is like a little door that can move in and out in a collision, again to help absorb some of the shock. But now on top of that, there's something that a lot of players wear in practice that, you know, looks the same colors of the helmet and stuff and fits it carefully, but it's about an inch, maybe inch and a half thick of additional padding of some sort that goes up on top, and it's fabric covered. And so it kind of stretches out over the helmet as yet another protection for shock absorption. And it looks really funky. It looks, these players look like they got this gigantic head on top of these bodies.
Now, baseball is doing all this, but the NFL still won't acknowledge, you know, that the repeated head injuries.
No,
could be
this is
causing
the
a problem.
NFL. This is the
Oh,
NFL.
okay.
The biggest change in baseball protection is been batting helmets with a side face guard and mouth guard suspended in front of your head, and the catcher's wearing basically a mask that's like a hockey goalie.
Yeah, well, the catchers had been wearing those for a long time.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, those probably been around 20 years now, but that's about the most recent thing in baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Well, I thought you meant the baseball batting helmet. So, yeah. Well, at least
I
they're
hope Ohtani
taking.
falls down the steps and hurts his arm.
Sorry, who?
The phenom pitcher for LA, Ohtani, I forget his last name. He's a rarity in baseball because he's not only an absolute phenom of a pitcher, he's also a phenom of a hitter. And most pitchers are not particularly great at hitting because they have not been expected to be hitters because they're pitchers and don't want to wear out their arms doing hitting tasks.
Yeah.
But just pitching tasks. But he can do both. He's really a very impressive player. I hate him.
Well, I knew that usually the pitcher was not in the batting rotation. I wasn't quite sure what the reasoning for that was, but I knew that was a normal thing.
In the American League, the pitchers never, almost never, probably 99.9% of the time, never bat. That they have a designated hitter in American League, but the National League does not. The pitcher's part of the rotation, batting rotation.
Yeah, well, somebody had told me that was just because, you know, they were afraid of the pitcher, you know, getting hurt when he was batting or running the bases.
I don't mind being the catcher. I mean, I prefer being the catcher, but I don't mind being the pitcher sometimes.
Well, okay, I can always help you out there. I mean, I can't do pitching at all, but you know, if you want to strap one on, never mind.
Yeah, we can. We both can. You just, you know, it just requires a device.
I have a bad back. I can't make that move anymore. That's I haven't done that move in almost 50 years, honey.
And the ceiling fan just isn't insecure enough.
It's a whole new meaning to want to go for a spin.
Oh, geez, I just thought that. Never mind. I really shouldn't express that on YouTube.
You know, I never learned what spinner actually means in like all of my years of adulthood.
What thinner means?
Spinner.
Oh. No, I'm not sure what that is either.
You got me. I've never heard that term outside of like fidget and things like that.
Yeah, I used to go to kink parties, but I haven't run across that one.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
All right, next week bring pictures. Hand illustrations. It doesn't have to be photographs, okay?
I think it's something to do with being small, but I never really understood what the fuck that meant, though.
I have no clue, so I'm just I can't even make a joke.
Let's see
Totally
here. Spinner, adjective, slang, used among some men to describe an extremely petite young woman, usually with a lot of sex appeal. Well, the term is thought to reference the small stature and weight of the woman. She is so petite she could be spun around while riding the man during sex.
Okay. So, Mage, where did you find that?
I just looked it up.
Yeah, well,
have you guys
well,
noticed
while
that
you were doing that, I was trying to look it up under, Urban Dictionary, but
Urban Dictionary is offline? It vaporized.
is it?
Yeah. I mean, I have the app and everything, and it just takes you to a blank nothing. It's gone.
Oh, shit. It's
There
been
it
quite
is.
a useful tour to me.
Right on screen.
Okay. Well,
Well,
I
Urban
believe you.
Dictionary.
Well, then why can't the fuck I do it? Maybe. I mean, I look for updates on the app, and there isn't any. Did you do that through their app or through a browser?
Through the browser. Maybe the app's down.
I'll have to check that out because I love the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, like I said, I found it's useful because there's so much of the online jargon that I wind up not knowing.
Fucking television. The 1970s show Emergency is on, and they just pulled this woman parachute jumper out of a tree. And okay, so obviously she just jumped out of an airplane and got caught in a tree on the way down. And she's got this hairstyle that is absolutely stunning, right out of the salon 5 minutes ago look. It's like, no, they're not going to look like that after jumping out of an airplane 5,000 feet up. Oh, God, TV, you're so stupid.
Oh. Yeah, I just found something that does say that the Urban Dictionary apps for iPhone and Android are no longer available in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. But the reason for its removal has not been publicly disclosed.
I hate how conservative everything is getting.
Yeah, really?
Oh, you said poopy. I'm sorry, we have to send you to prison.
Well, no, actually, it's saying that people who had previously downloaded the app should be able to continue to use it.
Well, that's what I've had. I mean, I've had the app for years.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Of course, I did update my operating system, so maybe they fuck with it in that.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of problems with Apple and their level of censorship. I don't know if other folks are like this with stuff, but autocorrect, if it has a word that's even on the very tickly edge of obscene or objectionable language, they won't autocorrect to it. You know, it's like, wow.
Autocorrect, it will never be duck.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck autocorrect. Truck it right in the ass.
Ads.
Yeah, I don't know because I've never dealt with Apple stuff, but
Oh my gosh! One of the victims on Emergency is the guy who played Greatest American Hero.
Oh,
He's so young. That's where I saw Mark Harmon first was in an old episode of Adam 12. He was easily just a college student age. He was kind of cute.
I remember, mostly on like the Twilight Zone and Outer Limits of, watching all of these young actors and just, that like 15 years later that they were, big, well-known stars, but at the time they were in that, nobody knew who they were.
Oh God, what was it? What was that show?
It's actually Ron Howard's first TV appearance was in an episode of Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And,
I saw something ancient that had Steve Buscemi in it, where he also looked like he was easily in his 20s, had hair and everything.
Yeah, that's Jack Klugman was in one of those too. That when he was like maybe in his early 20s, and it's like. Aside from that, the only thing I knew him from was The Odd Couple.
William Shatner was in 2 different Twilight Zones. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. So, because I threatened to shut down the stream, now we found a topic, huh?
Yep.
I always liked Great American Hero. I thought that was a fun show.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. I would have liked to have seen it again another season.
His character was adorable. Connie Salica is absolutely stunning, and Robert Culp was just a riot.
Yeah, and that's the two of them played off each other really well.
Robert Culp, I miss him to this day. It's so sad that he died so young.
Yeah.
Since we're getting so close to Halloween, it's also worth noting that William Shatner is also the face of evil.
How's that?
The Michael Myers mask is a William Shatner mask that they redid.
Really? I did not know that.
Now, which episode was this?
No, it's the movie Halloween. Michael Myers.
Oh.
So that's just a distorted William Shatner mask.
Yep.
I have not seen that film, so.
Yeah, I never watched any of the Halloween films, but.
And that fucker's still around, and he's still active on Twitter.
Yeah. Although he's, kind of killing his legacy that way.
No, actually, I think
No.
he's very reserved in what he says and how he says things. Once in a while it's on the edge of body, but mostly it's mature and he knows who to ignore and who not to. And fucker's 90 plus years old. And
Yeah.
he's doing great.
Well, I've got to do it a little bit longer than Betty White.
Betty White.
Yep. Well, I transitioned so late in life that I think they need to give me a 20-year rebate.
I have to admit something, you guys. I have a collection of Betty White pictures that I use when I'm in a randy sort of mood for myself. No, that's not true at all.
Hey, it's just a matter what decade they were from.
Well, I guess that kind of looks like William Shatner.
Yeah, it was originally a William Shatner mask they messed with.
Yeah, it never occurred to me, but I can see it now that you say it.
I wonder if he knows.
Yeah.
I mean, was it a leftover mask, or did they make it perfect specifically for that
No, it was just a Halloween mask they came across and like of a William Shatner mask, and they painted it up and redid it a little bit.
Cool. Nice piece of lore.
Oh, here's a
No,
side by side.
a piece of lore would have been a Brent Spiner mask.
What are you guys going to Halloween as? What are your costumes? Oh yeah, I guess.
There's the original design that they got, and then they redid it.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. So what are you guys gonna go as for Halloween? You're gonna go as a Labubu?
You know, I actually, Sloth Girl isn't around, and it's sad because I actually found an adult-sized sloth costume, and I actually found where I can order, the inflatable dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
I actually found a place that was selling one that's a Triceratops.
Purple?
No, unfortunately, they only have it in green.
Oh, sacrilege.
It did make me wonder if I can't dye it, but yeah, if it's green already, it's hard to get it to purple. If it was either red or blue, I could probably make it purple, but not from green.
Well, if it's green and you did it in yellow, wouldn't it go blue enough to kinda, sorta, maybe?
It would take a lot of experimenting to figure out the right dye for it.
Yeah. I would
But,
love to get one of those inflatables.
Molly's youngest has a costume that makes it look like she's riding a Triceratops, which she picked out because she knew that was my favorite dinosaur.
I have seen pictures of those on Amazon.
Yeah, it's really cute. She already wore that last weekend or last Saturday at one of the parks. They had a little Halloween festival that the kids went trick or treating to the different booths.
I wonder if the frog inflatables have come back in stock. Everybody ran out.
Yeah, they were in great demand for the No King's Day.
I still think if I had my choice, I'd prefer a original equipment Godzilla costume, and barring that, I would go for an
Axolotl.
Yeah, excellent.
Yep.
I don't know why I can't say that word until I hear it from somebody else.
No, I get it. Some words like that are, difficult. It's just a sequence of letters you don't run across because it's from a different language.
Axolotl. T-O-L-O. No, T. And I won the spelling bee. I can't do this one. Oh, well.
So Mommy says part of the fun of Halloween was going out and wondering, will I make it home tonight after trick-or-treating?
See, they're available.
Okay. Well, can you
$30.
get it? Can you get it with overnight delivery so you've got it in time for Halloween?
Nope, these are arriving after Halloween, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's Friday.
Well, that's why I said that you'd have to get like overnight delivery for them.
You can get it in pink and green.
You can get a shark in blue and pink or pink.
Well, I was thinking, this guy it says wolf costume, but it looks more like a husky to me.
Looks more like a cat.
Yeah. I at first thought it was a cat.
No, it's got the husky thing.
Well, it kind of depends. I'd have to see from the profile, if it's got the longer muzzle. I could see the husky as well, but yeah, it doesn't really look like a wolf.
There we go. Husky.
Do they have an inflatable phallus?
Well, There was that one old woman at the protest who got arrested for wearing a penis.
Excuse me, I'm
I
sorry.
was, while I was driving to the grocery store, or somebody was standing on the side of the road wearing a skeleton costume with a penis that flaps up.
Oh, they're speaking of skeletons on Temu. I think it was Temu. No, it was some other company. They've come out with a line of women's sweaters and sweater dresses, and they're all the same basic thing, but different treatments to each of it, that are like heavy cable knit yarn, but then have knitted like on a dimensional layer above the sweater, a complete skeleton. So you put it on and you're wearing this dimensional skeleton on top of you. They're really kind of pretty, actually.
I saw a picture of that just earlier today. That the one I saw, it looked like it had, like the spine running up the back and the ribs, and it looked like it had a dinosaur skull.
Yeah, the only inflatable purple Triceratops I see is the one that you're riding.
Yep.
Those
Yes,
are
Tsunami.
kind of dumb for an adult.
Yep. Tsunami, yes. They're the freaking frogs that we turned gay.
And boy, did they got mega excited. Oh,
Yeah, well, we've got a stream here in Minnesota where they keep finding frogs with 5 and 6 legs, and nobody cares about those. They only care about the gay ones.
Well, they weren't turning them gay. It was causing the male frogs to become female, so they're turning them trans.
Okay, well. But still, nobody's the least bit concerned about why some of them have 5 or 6 legs.
well, it depends on how close they are to the nuclear power plant.
Well, I mean, they even determined that it was chemical runoff from some production industry, but I forget which one they were saying the chemicals were coming from.
I love the absolutely insanely stupid 1950s science fiction stuff where everything's been infected by the radiation, like Godzilla, and giant spiders and giant ants and giant everything. It's so silly.
Well, people have kind of forgot that's where the Hulk came from.
Where the what came from?
The Incredible Hulk, the big green guy from Marvel.
Oh yeah, Dr. Banner. That's right. He some kind of.
Yeah, he got hit by a radiation burst from a bomb.
Gamma radiation thing he was doing.
I don't know why Disney has not tried putting advertising on the Hulk. Really, he's just a giant banner.
He's the wonderful world of color.
Yep, that was a Sloth Girl joke. Yeah, I've been looking for something that would make mine swell up too.
Well, it worked for She-Hulk.
Yeah. Well, that was because she got a blood transplant from Bruce Banner. Blood transfusion.
Tsunami, they may grow bigger, but they're gonna turn green, and when you get pissed, watch out, you'll bust your bra.
Well, that depends
if you're
on
wearing one.
I go with them. There have been other colors. There's been in red and gray. Interestingly enough, the Hulk was originally gray.
Yeah, I remember those old comics. I never got the story on where the Red Hulk came from.
He was he's a different guy. He's Thunderbolt Ross. He's the dude who's hunting Banner the whole time. He finally became a Hulk himself.
I knew who he was. I just didn't know how he became the Red Hulk.
He started out indigenous. No, I'm sorry.
No.
So I figured it was some other kind of radiation that got him, but Yeah, there was one animated show I caught for a while that it was, it was just like all different versions of Hulk. It was something like called the Agents of Smash or something like
Yep.
that.
I never liked the Hulk.
Well, again, my references to all of these things are the really old comics from the 70s and 80s mostly.
What was the name of the Fantastic Four big orange guy?
The Thing.
The Thing.
Ben Grimm.
Yep. Yeah, and he definitely needed a good moisturizer lotion. His skin was always cracking. Of course, that's the one who was supposedly from our dimension was Ben Grimm. The Thing from the alternate dimension was Reed Richards. Yeah, again, it was a bunch of storylines from the 80s that they met the Fantastic Four from another dimension, and they were kind of all switched around with their powers. So it was Reed Richards that became the Hulk in this, or the Thing in this other dimension.
They should combine storylines and mix the Fantastic Four with the movie Fantastic Journey, so we could have miniature Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I think that Hasbro missed a great marketing opportunity. That when they released the Fantastic Four figures, the action figures, for the Invisible Woman, they should have just sent out an empty package, knowing that most of the collectors were never going to open it anyway. And if a kid opened it and complained about it, parents would just think the kid lost it. Lego came out with a series. It came out with some Fantastic Four sets, but the minifigs were really a total fail. They should have made the Thing a big fig. His body should physically be like at least 3 times as large as any of the others. And why didn't they make the Invisible Woman transparent? They make transparent bricks. So, just my little rant of why I won't be buying those sets. So I seem to have killed the conversation again. So, since I was starting to shut this down half an hour ago, why don't we do that now? So, we do our final thing of thanking all the people who support us, who, keep sending me money to keep things going. Junie, Regios, Skitcrasher, Sandy Shore, Robert X, Kitty the Atheist, and of course, Greg Hartwick. We appreciate your help. Like I say, I appreciate every month that you help me pay my internet bill. So, and with that, we will bid you all a good day, and we will see you all next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Have fun. Don't eat the wooden candy.